Hello and welcome to this new video from Olfert&Co. As always, my name is Tobias and it's great that you've tuned in again today. In today's video, we want to introduce you to a product expansion from Tissot and the PRX series. Specifically, Tissot has introduced the PRX crown in a new version. One of the most beautiful versions in my opinion, in a lovely green with a Clou de Paris dial, very much inspired by the three-hand PRX that you know, just in a new color scheme. And this is implemented here in the Chronograph. Very interesting, definitely. For comparison, we also have two older versions here, which of course are still available in the range. We can simply take a look at them in comparison. But I would say, let's just take a look at the watch together, in detail, in a close-up view. So, and here we see the fine piece. The PX Chronograph, which we have already introduced to you in general. So, in that regard, it's nothing new that we are presenting to you. But here in this color scheme, in this design, it is indeed something quite different. So we still have a 42mm case diameter. We still have the case height and construction as we know it. The quick set date on the left side of the case. Also attached to the well-known stainless steel band, right? The craftsmanship remains at a super high level and it is pleasing. And the special feature of this watch is simply and plainly the dial. And it has a lot to offer. Because if we just take a look at this green here, well, it's a really beautiful metallic green with a nice sunburst finish, Clou de Paris, as you can see. So that is simply well done if we just compare it now. And here, with a well-known model, which is still available for purchase, yes, compare. And then the current version or the new color scheme just looks a bit more exciting. With the old or the well-known ones, we always have the simple, I'll call it one-dimensional dial. And here, with the new version in green, the whole thing just appears much deeper, much more playful. We have a much greater variety of facets here. Depending on the color scheme, it reflects, it shines. Take a look at the finish here. Really well done, so it's just fun, and this is a shade of green that I think you can combine really well with something for those who prefer something more classic. They can of course continue to rely on the Tissot PRX chronographs from the existing versions and collections and color schemes. They are still available in the range, and price-wise nothing has changed. They're all priced at 20-45 euros, unfortunately not like before, at just under 1800. But well, that's just how it is, unfortunately. And this is basically the new PRX as a chronograph. Here we have the pusher on the top right to start. Stop the chronograph and then reset it at the bottom, otherwise crown function as known. And if we take another look at the movement, that's certainly enjoyable too. So we have here a stylish ether movement. The base here is the 7753 enhanced by the swatch group. And thus we now have a 60-hour power reserve, and it's really beautifully decorated, one must simply say. Take a look at it. It's a joy when you take a look at the back of the timepiece. Otherwise, the watch here has a pressed case back, is water resistant up to 100 meters, which is 10 atmospheres. It's also nice that Tissot has continued to use quick release spring bars here. This means you can easily change the straps yourself. And the whole thing culminates in the classic butterfly clasp. We also have half links to adjust the bracelet to fit almost any wrist size. So that's also quite nice because we don't have a fine adjustment in the classic sense. But I'm curious to hear what you think about the watch and its color scheme. Here on the left we also have the equally popular version in blue. We also have a nice finish on it. But that was the biggest criticism that was generally heard from customers. The PRX, the three-hander, always had the special Clou de Paris dial. So this waffle design and the Chrono simply didn't have that. We always had these simple designs, languages, more plans, had dials, and that has completely changed with the green version here now. I personally like it very, very much, I must say. It's actually my favorite color version of the watch. In that context, I would say, shall we also take a quick look at the luminous material here? Because it is also appropriate. We have tritium luminous material installed, or rather, superluminova, and it can, of course, be wonderfully red in the dark and at dusk. We can also simply take the case measurements in this context. Let's sneak in here. We even measure it by hand to only 41.7, so 42 millimeters in diameter. The case height is at 14.7, or rather 14.8, so it's already a bit higher. But for such a chronograph, that's just how it is. And lug to lug, if we include the first link of the bracelet, we're at 52. If we only take the case, we're at 46.6. But unfortunately, you can see it again on the wrist. It wears fantastically, of course. We know that from the PRX. So now we just want to throw the little mouse onto the wrist. I'm curious what you have to say about the watch, about how it sits. I personally like it very much, I must admit. Unfortunately, I find the price point set a bit too high. I think that's also why the watch is having a bit of a harder time. Let's say over 2,000 euros is of course a lot of money. However, for a chronograph of this quality, that's just the current price. But on the wrist, it's wonderful. I'd be happy to quickly show it to you in the close-up. So, here we have the model. On the wrist, as always, 18 to 18.5 centimeters in circumference. And yes, you see the watch naturally has a certain build, but anyone who wants a chronograph with this range of functions or the movement will not really find one under 15. Reach their goal. But look at the colors. Absolutely stunning. I really like it a lot. Amazing. Really, really, really beautiful. The wearing comfort is also there. The dimension is once again, as I said, my wrist is 18, 18.5. And when you see it on the arm like this, it definitely fits. Yes, and that should be it now. Regarding the Tissot PRX as a chronograph, here in the new version with the green dial and included Parry dial, we of course have the video and especially the watch pleased you. If you have any questions or suggestions, you know it, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We would of course appreciate your feedback and subscription below. That actually always helps us immensely. And of course a like on the video. Otherwise, feel free to check back next time. If you're interested in the watch, you'll find the link, as always, below in the video description. And if you're interested in any of the other models from the PX series, you'll find everything in our shop. Just take a look and get in touch in that sense. Thanks for watching. See you next time.